Yo, 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 back at it again. Boing. Fucking Asheville, North Carolina, or wherever the hell we are. Yeah, we got a new friend. Here's Mike or Mikey or Michael, as we call you all three.
Mikey!
Yeah.
3 is my favorite number.
A new friend. He just sprayed Chilcogway in his mouth for the first time. So
Yeah, and I'm taking the gum out.
Mikey!
Watch this. Kobe.
Ooh. Ooh, damn.
I
We should've
heard,
just-
I
we
heard
should've
crunch
just-
on the mic.
We should have just been. It's fine. We should have just been like, "Oh, you got it in."
Yeah.
No one would have known.
Well,
Now
the
they'll
sad
know.
thing is it missed, and Kobe, rest in power, is gone.
Yes.
That's kind of symbolic, you know.
Kobe was in the
Yeah,
world,
man.
he would have made that.
You're speaking my language already.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Kobe. Man, I remember the day he died. I remember having to tell people. They didn't believe me.
Yeah.
It was like you saying Biden got shot every day.
He did get shot.
Like
He did
some
get
friends
shot.
came. Daniel came over, and I was like, Kobe just died. And he's laughed, and I was like, Kobe just died. And he was like, he was my childhood hero. And I was like, fucking, we just watched highlights all fucking day, baby.
I'll just keep rerunning the Ari Shafir video.
Oh, that was bad.
So bad.
Damn. So, Mikey, we
Yeah.
met you maybe in the most cosmic way I've met someone
Yeah.
in a long time. I mean, everything is perfect, but it was so insane that
Yeah.
we were just wandering aimlessly yesterday, and we just said, let's just put a random kava bar in the GPS. We throw it in the GPS. We go upstairs, and then we, for some reason, were attracted to a part of the room where there was already other people, which is not like us. We were
Yeah.
like, let's go sit down, even though there's people all the way over there.
Yep.
Fucking we sit down, and you're like, I recognize your voice. Are you guys in a band?
Guys
or
in the
something?
band.
It was
I was
Cass.
like, I don't
It was
think.
Cass, yeah.
It was Cass.
Yeah.
She actually came. What had happened was, I was opening kombucha, and it blasted off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Sometimes I forget that you can't shake those.
Yeah. Yeah.
It says like shake to stir up the mother or whatever.
It's like a
not,
nice,
like,
like,
like
turn it
this.
upside down.
Right.
Yeah, it means a soft shake.
So I did that, and you came to my aid.
Yep.
So lovingly, which was really sweet. And I was like, she looks familiar. And then we started talking about something, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. I think I asked if you worked there,
Yeah.
because it was just like you came with a towel,
Yeah.
like you as if you worked there. And so that was cool. And then I started kind of to put it together. Like, she looks familiar. I also thought of, you remember when Adult Swim had like the streams?
Yeah.
Those were amazing. I loved those.
Wait, we were on there.
You were?
Yeah.
We had-
We made like Adult Swim streams. We did like a couple of them for
Are you fucking
Atlanta?
kidding me? No, we did it remotely from New York, but it was out of Atlanta.
You saw those?
I love those. I love like I mean, my favorite is the one where they do the crossword.
Yeah, I remember
Blood
that.
Feast?
Yeah.
And I like the one where he does the Scratchers live.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
That was our friend who signed us up for that. What's
and
his
he was
name?
from New York, yeah.
Yeah, that's who pulled us in on it.
Yeah.
We met those guys, and we were like, we have a thing called Church of Chill. He's like, do it on Adult Swim, and we
No fucking
we
way,
had
man.
the best time, and then they went out of business.
They closed the New
They-
York.
I know,
closed
it's
it.
so sad because that was such a great thing that they always had running was those streams, and that's all right.
Yeah.
You know, just like Kobe, we all
R.I.P.
we all are only here for a blip, right?
Everything changes.
All right, Pizzy.
Yeah, but it was crazy. You were like, I think I know you guys' podcast, and I was like,
We're like,
Yeah.
no, you don't.
Well, it was Sean that sealed the deal.
yeah.
Once I saw you, it was like, oh, you're the guy, and you made that face. That's such a Sean face.
Come on.
By the way, I just want to address this now. I have a broken tooth right here. I have a
didn't
couple
that
broken
looks
teeth.
sick.
I didn't even notice.
That
Yeah,
looks sick,
this is
bro.
broken in half right here, and then these ones I just like chipped when I was using a drill at work a couple years ago. Oh, do I need to adjust my mic?
Every now
Yeah.
and then, you know.
How am I tested?
Yeah, perfect.
Sean's been telling me, do you think about getting a little gold cap? Because
Gold
that's
cap.
Sean's
I was thinking about getting a gold
Ooh,
tooth.
that's a
you would
great
look great
idea.
with one.
You would look
Yeah,
great with a
man.
gold
Yeah.
tooth.
Dude.
You look good
Let's
with a
do
chipped
it
tooth.
together. While you're in town, let's
I'm
do
almost
it together.
jealous. Like
Yeah.
I'm like it just gives you a little something.
Well, it's cool. It's a nice little, especially
cool.
the gold tooth. Like they do that.
I want to get more like I want to be like in this.
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
We're in this. Well, it's a weird angle.
Yeah. There was a lot of lived in a Puerto Rican neighborhood in Brooklyn, And a lot of like older people, everybody in there, they just had like one or two gold teeth, and I was like, those look so cool.
It's sick.
Yeah,
I might do it.
yeah.
I might treat myself in my 40s.
Let's go for it. Let's do it for your birthday. I'll get it for you.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll each get a tooth.
Do I have to go to a dentist, or can you just...
No, you just walk into it. You can walk in one in the city. Be like, hey, I want to get a tooth.
hook me up?
Yeah, I'll hook you up, bro.
Yo, but it was crazy when we met you.
Mm-hmm.
You started putting it together that you knew us, and we're like, what the fuck? And it was blowing our mind. And as that's happening, Joey starts talking to your girlfriend, Chelsea.
Yeah.
They know each other.
Yeah, which
Like,
is crazy.
what the fuck?
The guy in her band, Jose, you know, yeah, he's the one who introduced me to a film that got me in touch with.
Yeah.
Florida Man, his film. I was like, damn, this is really full circle. Like this.
It was just insane.
Yeah. She
So
went to the same school.
we were vibing with you, and we were like, man, these are our kind of people. It was just such a good vibe. And then for some reason, I was like, you ever done nitrous? And you were like, I mean, it just opened up the world of very interesting stories, man. You've gone in and fucking through it, my bro.
I have.
I'm glad you're alive, because you told me 2 stories that shocked me, and I was like, wow, you're lucky to be alive.
I am.
What got
really
you
am.
started? Like, what's your history with substances?
Like from the beginning?
Yeah, I'm always curious, like, if it was like, oh, someone let me have a beer when I was 13, or like my friend
Right.
turned me on to pot, or like whatever it was, or like someone gave me pills.
Yeah. No, I didn't have like some kind of grand opening or anything like that. I think the first time I drank I was like 15 or 16 with my buddy David Camacho. We were upstairs. I had a 3-story house at the time, and the 3rd story was like my bedroom. I was 13. It was the bomb.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I went down, and he was like, "Hey, what's that at the top cabinet?" Because like his dad was an alcoholic, and like so he was familiar with it. You know, he had already done it.
Yeah.
15, 16. And so we drank some rum, like Myers dark rum, and it was really, I just remember laughing a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I just remember everything being so funny.
It's a good time, man.
So fun and funny.
Yeah.
And that was great. So that was like the first time I guess I got a thrill experience with a substance.
Yeah, your
right?
first time altering your consciousness.
Yeah.
Really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Putting it in my control, which is a big
Yes.
thing, is power and control of your own, right?
Yeah.
Thing.
Especially at that age.
Mm-hmm.
You've never felt something like that.
Yeah, and I was kind of lost at 13, to be honest with you, because I had just got out of from 12th grade, or 6th grade, at 12 years old, ish. Or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No,
about
12.
yeah.
12 is like
7th grade.
7th grade,
Seventh,
6th,
eighth.
7th
Maybe.
grade.
Okay, so when I went to middle school from elementary, I don't know what it's like in New York, but we had, it was kindergarten to 6th grade, excuse me, and then 7th and 8th grade was middle school.
That was us too. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Okay, and then we had 4 years of high school. So when I went to middle school, it was like this whole influx of 3 or 4 other, rival schools that had other cooler kids that like I was unfamiliar with.
Same here,
Yeah.
dude.
But like when I was in elementary school, I was like the coolest kid.
Yeah.
I was like you should see the yearbooks, dude. Like my face is all over it. I had a my thing was a bleach tips with the visor.
Oh,
where
wow.
visor spiked up
Guy
like
Fieri
that.
style.
Classic.
Guy Fieri.
Yes, totally, man. And I wear the yellow glasses, and I like Smash Mouth, and like I was a cool
the
kid.
man.
Hey now,
Bro.
You're nice now.
I had a shirt with the Flame Boy from World Industries.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was a skater.
Wow,
like
you were
I was
poster
fucking
child.
cool. It was California, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Super cool.
but middle school was not. I was not so cool because there were all these other cooler kids,
Yeah.
and so I fell in line with like the nerdy kind of guys, the B types, I guess you
Yeah,
would
yeah.
say, or the not. There's always like the scene. There's like the popular kids at every school.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was not trying to be a part of that amoeba.
Mm-hmm.
I was like on the outskirts with like what I considered the cool people.
What they consider like burnouts or whatever
Yeah.
they were
Or
called.
whatever.
I mean,
yeah.
what were they? At that point, we would have just been called like nerds probably because we
Yeah.
drew like comic books. We had this Silent Stickman Chronicle comic book that we drew. We would charge people $0.25 to read the whole thing. And
Oh,
we'd keep
shit.
it in the back in this little pencil pouch. And 75 cents you could add your own. Yeah.
Damn,
It's a good
that's pretty
business.
fucking smart.
Yeah, and we made like $45 before the vice principal pulled us in
Wow.
and said like, "Hey, you can't be charging, you can't hustle kids here.
I guess
Like that's not okay."
Yeah.
So they shut us down. I don't know where that freaking book is. It might be with Nathan or Aaron. I don't know. There's a lot of people that I haven't reconnected with yet because, of course, as we'll get to, like my life was like this, and just honestly, in the last 3 weeks, it's been doing this.
It's a crazy time to meet us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really, like I said, I think is fate. I don't have any doubt in my mind that God put this together. And
Absolutely,
we're here for
bro.
a reason, man.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So
And I love you guys. Like, instantly loved you guys.
Yeah, same
Joey,
here.
Mikey.
Joey's the
Sean, Cass,
Yeah.
like, Cass, you're such a sweetheart. And I was
Yeah.
instantly like, she's the best.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
I wondered if you guys were together or not. I was like, are they together? And then and then I was like, of course they are. And you're the most perfect couple. It's like,
Yeah.
I love you
that's what
guys
I
so
think.
much.
That's what I think. We've been
Yeah.
together 13 years.
Most
That's so.
perfect
Why aren't you?
couple.
You're not. Are you gonna get married?
I was already married, so I came in with a little bit of a like, I don't need a contract with the government to enforce this, but we are married. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this is what marriage should be. This is what it feels like, but we just haven't done
Yeah.
the official thing.
That's cool. There should be like a new marriage, huh?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Just like real ID.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a new ID card. There should be like a new
real-
marriage
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Real marriage.
Gives way to a little adultery, just a little bit.
Oh man.
Dude,
So-
honestly, that's pretty on brand for this this trimester.
Mm.
Hey, can I have some water, guys?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you didn't have it? Castle, grab it.
May I have some water?
Absolutely.
What are you drinking?
Spindrift.
Spindrift. They make a little thing that's like half
You got-
lemonade.
I'll have one of those or something.
Cass, grab one of these.
Thanks.
They're cool.
No,
Oh, wait, hold on.
they're delicious.
Appreciate you chilling with us, man. You fit right in.
Oh,
It's hard for us to
likewise.
find people to fit into this vibe. We don't have a lot of guests because of it.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, it's mainly Joey's our only guest,
I just
And-
come
and
on.
he's just.
And I was gonna
part of it.
ask, are you the cinematographer?
Yeah.
You have great shots
Thanks,
on Instagram. I followed you right away, and you should
Thanks,
follow
man.
me back.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
I like
I
to
mean,
build my
definitely.
followers.
Yeah, we gotta build them. Get these numbies
Let me
up.
get
I
these
want my
numbies up.
my Raish is good right now. I'm
Oh, is it?
rocking a solid Raish, bro.
Oh,
I was all
Nice.
about that for a while.
Yeah, I was, and then it stopped. Wait, who's your? Oh, Jay Spectra? No.
Oh yeah, we can announce it.
J249 Spectra.
What is it? What is it? Maybe people will follow you.
J249 Spectra.
Yeah. So
Follow him.
the story of that, real quick.
Yeah.
When I was like 13, right? Here we are again. My first cell phone, which was like a Nokia little candy bar, my voicemail is like, record your voice at the tone. I said, J249 Spectra, Commander-in-Chief of the planet Voltron. And that became that was like my voicemail for years until like
shit.
through high school
That's
because it
good.
was so perfect.
That's good.
And so J249 Spectra is going to be my name as a music artist if I get into it.
Oh sweet.
Or J29S or JSpec.
But that's how people can follow you.
Excuse me. Hey.
Jay Spect.
Get bubbles in the tum.
I know.
You took the Chilcagwe like a champ.
Yeah. Your bubbles in the tongue.
I gotta get this take a picture of this because this stuff really, really works. That's amazing, and it's
Yeah.
for insect bites.
It get with anything. You can spray it on anything on your skin. It'll just fucking kill it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
This
So
is nice. Let's take this out.
this is a nice Airbnb.
Yeah, you guys have a pretty sweet little setup here.
Yeah.
Cool case. Got to put the stickers on it. Cool case. Got to put the stickers on it.
Cool case. Gotta put the stickers on it.
I'm all about that, making music
I
work.
like that.
That's how we make music.
Music is my life at this point. Well, love God, music as my life. Yeah.
That's a beautiful path.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a high intention. Me and Joey were talking about that yesterday, like how being an artist is like my highest, like it's the highest achievement to me as a human. We've worked so hard to figure out how to get our like survival and comfort and all these things in order to where we can now be artists.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, to me it's like the highest thing you can do.
Well, it's like defining something that you want to be, but then also yet at the same time, like the definition of being an artist is like it's all encompassing. It's all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
it is. So it's like I don't like to, as I said, I don't like to be like, I am this. I'm a photographer, cinematographer. I'm a comedian. I mean, yeah, you can say it shorthand and all that stuff, but it's like, it's really just the essence of like absorption, introspection, how you can like art is just how you can express yourself in the world, whether it's
Dude.
like whatever.
That's rad. I like that a lot, man. It is. It's just another language. It's just you're speaking. That's just another language that we speak together.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yes.
through what we create.
Yeah.
Totally.
Just like what God speaks through His language of creation.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
just a reflection of that.
Cool box, gotta put a sticker on it.
Cool box. Gotta put a sticker on it.
Cool box, gotta put a sticker on it.
You guys need a keyboard or something in here.
That's
It'd be
what
way
we're
rad
lacking.
to-
We
to
go
mess
around with all these cases.
Next time.
we should
Yeah.
have a
Next-
fucking.
Hey, I want to
Yeah.
do some the Church of Chill with you guys too. I want to get in on that.
bro.
Oh, yeah.
I
bro.
want to be like the house keyboard man.
We'll have such a fun time.
Who's that guy that does the keyboard stuff? Who wears the glasses and he's like, I'm strong, and he has a mustache.
Stevie Wonder.
No, he's current contemporary artist guy.
Oh, Bo Burnham. But
No,
he doesn't have a mustache.
not Bo Burnham.
I'm not sure.
Cool box.
I can't remember his name. My stepsister would know, but it's all right. I want to give some shout outs at some points, but I'll drop them when I can.
Oh my god, man, you're a fucking great time.
Yeah.
Yo, so tell me how you got into fucking huffing dusters, man.
Oh, you just
Like that shit is fucking.
Let's go into the dust.
You're the man.
Let's go to the Dust Bowl, baby.
Let's go back into the dust. Take us back into the Dust Bowl.
Yeah.
okay?
I don't think we've ever had anyone. I don't think we've ever had
Dust
anyone
Bowl.
talk to us about this.
No, I don't think so.
I've only seen videos, and we were literally watching a video yesterday, and then we ran into you, and you were talking about this, and I was like, dude, that's the most terrifying drug I've ever seen anyone do.
That
and
guy
I've
was a
only
twisted
seen it on
wait.
video.
Let's stop there and let's not classify it as a drug because I really don't call it a drug. I don't think it is a drug.
Really? What do you think it is?
I think it's just a chemical that it's inhaled and abused to cut off the oxygen to your brain so you can trip or whatever, experience this, like a disassociative effect. That's what you're trying to achieve, right? But it's not by means of like pharmacokinetics. It's by means of like just sheer physics, right?
Ooh.
So it's
Even
just
more dangerous in a
That
fucked up
kind of
way.
felt like what
Yeah.
nitrous is like dwelling on the threshold of like between here and the next life or here and death or something,
Sure.
you know?
I had a really crazy time taking nitrous actually when I was at this treatment center. I'm already like spilling some truth that a lot of things are going to come out on this that people are going to hear. But I was at this place called Williams Place, which is an amazing treatment recovery center in Black Mountain. And the last day there, I got this scooter because I have a DWI, which we'll get on there. So I have this scooter, and I wish I had like
No,
a
it's
little
cool.
clam
It's tough.
chair
You're
in
cool,
the
you're
corner
cool.
so I could
That's
be like,
actually-
hey,
that's pretty
Joey.
good.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
pretty
good.
cool. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Okay. So there was a. Yeah, I'm gonna take a pillow out.
No, you're good.
Where was I?
You got a scooter.
Scooter.
TGB. It's a TGB, Taiwan Golden Bee. It's a really nice scooter, dude. It's a Key West. It's cute. You guys can see. Oh, I'll show you when you're in town.
Okay.
Anyway, but it is what I drive right now because I crashed my truck. But where was I before?
You were at a
Thread.
treatment center.
Okay,
and
Williams Place. Right, nitrous. So the last night there, they gave me the keys to the scooter, you know. So, because like it's a 3-month deal, and you live at this house, and they take you to church, and they take you to you do some community service kind of stuff, and there's a lot of people, really good, loving people in the community that come around and surround guys who are needing love. Really, is what they need.
Yeah.
And it helped me tremendously and put me on the path that I'm on now. But anyway, I did. Sorry, Nikki. The last night there, I took nitrous. I took my scooter and I drove to the head shop and I bought nitrous and I bought kratom, like extract, like a little, which is another big. Kratom is a big. Like I am a huge advocate for like don't fuck with kratom if you want to. I mean, I just think it's not worth the turmoil that it potentiates. But anyway,
You got
yeah,
nitrous and kratom.
yeah, nitrous experience that I had. You were saying how sometimes you reach that membrane of like another level. When I was taking nitrous that last night, I felt like I was like this old like clay person that was like like I had a stomach that was inverted, or like my lungs were like inverted, and I was like breathing, and I could feel like these tubes in like my esophagus or my lungs or whatever, the bronchial
passages. Yeah.
right, and I could I was visualizing like David Lynch-esque kind of like weird, surreal, fleshy membrane. It was really fun.
Yeah. No,
But anyway, yeah, I was not sober, and I'm not sober, and nor do I like think sober is like the answer. But anyway,
you just got to pick your poison in a way.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about this before because it's really
PYP.
hard.
PYP in the NYC.
PYP. Pick your poison, baby. But I think what it is, especially it sounds like this duster shit, I think it's like almost mimicking like a near-death experience. When you hear people talk about near-death experiences, they sound kind of like what you were saying. You know?
Yeah, man. That's I'm pretty sure that is like what I was kind of doing time and time again.
Yeah,
Every time I would hit that stuff, it would be almost instantaneous blackout or very vivid hallucinatory, other dimension, just experiential weirdness.
Wow. That sounds terrifying to me.
Who gave you your first can? The
Yeah,
Dusty, baby?
how do you even know to do that? Like, how do you find out about that?
The first time I got hit with the dust, we gotta just come up with as many like funny.
I know. Yeah,
You got caught in the plumes.
Yeah, bro. I think it was probably like just curiosity or something, but I remember living in Inglewood with my buddy Drew, and at a time in my life where I was like really sad and I couldn't get weed in California. I had my med card, but it was like a time where I like didn't have a way to get it, and so I resorted to what I could get, and it was air duster. So after I saw that James Bond Nightfall movie, I drove my Volvo out onto Alton. Actually, it was a West Yellow Loop, I think, there in Irvine, California, which is where I'm from. Represent.
Dust Bowl.
Irvine. Dust Bowl? No. The triangle. The spectrum. We're at the 405 and the 5. If you guys are familiar with California, that's a really important place. It's a data center hub. It's like a tech hub now. Anyway, whatever. I'm lost again.
So
you
drove the Volvo out.
Thank you. I drove the Volvo out into the middle of the intersection after I had inhaled some air duster and veered like into a tree and just and then my hood was all scrunched, and I came to, and there's smoke around, and it felt like a movie scene. And it smelled weird because of the airbag. The airbag, yeah. And it was an old Volvo, so it was like vintage airbag dust, which is the good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys want, I know.
It's hard to come by. You have to get in a car accident.
Yeah. While you're here, we'll talk after.
Okay, cool.
So, but it was so scary because my phone also like flew back and the battery flew out, and so I couldn't call anybody. And so I had to run across the street to the gas station.
Were you still fucked up? I mean, how long? It doesn't last that
so
long.
the effects really only last about like 15 seconds to a minute.
Oh, okay.
And had you been doing dust for like how long have you been doing?
I was
dust
lusting
at that
dust
point?
for like probably.
I got lost in dust.
Lusting dust.
Quicksand.
Dune, bro.
So much
Dune
dust.
is a very important thing in my life. But anyway, Duster came around. I was probably only on it for like a couple months.
Okay.
You know, like I didn't like do it every day.
Yeah.
I had discovered it, and then I would probably just like hit it here and there. But I was doing it that night after this movie where I went on a date with a girl, Haley, and we went to the Spectrum, which is the place to go to see a movie. And then after, we were gonna drive home. We took separate cars. I stopped at CVS and I grabbed some of that, and it was like 2 a.m. And then I hit it and then crash. And then I ran across the street to the gas station so I could use their phone.
Wait, you dropped her off already?
No, she
had her
drives
separate car.
Oh, she drove separately.
And then I got the phone from the guy in the gas station, right? and I called her first. I was like, "Can you pick me up?" And then I called my mom, I think, after, because I didn't want to like worry my mom first. But basically, Haley got me and drove me home, and then I talked to my mom in the kitchen, and the car stayed there overnight. The cops took it, and then the next like week or something, I went and picked it up from a tow yard, and that was it. I didn't even get in trouble for it.
Wow.
I guess that's the way to do it.
It is. I've heard of other people doing it. You just gotta get you gotta get out of there. If you didn't hurt anyone, you gotta leave it and like let them do their investigation. But they're not gonna be able to pin a fucking DUI on you. At least.
I don't know if they could even on dust. Hopefully you got rid of that can.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. I'm actually on trial right now for a case that is pending, in which I don't know if I can talk about that or not. So
no, probably not.
So fast forward 10 years later, you had another incident like this, almost to the day. You said.
Yeah, it was 10 years later. Basically, well, not to the day. It was to the year. Like a decade.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing, like another dream car. It was my Isuzu badass truck. And this was last year on the 4th of July. I was at Ace Hardware crunching dust in a can and just like hitting it hard. And this guy came outside. And this guy, I have a problem with this guy. I have a beef with this guy. But he came out and he's like, dude, you got to go. You can't do that here. And so I was like, okay, yeah. And then I drove. And then for some dumbass reason, I hit it again as I was leaving the driveway. And then I woke up to, again, this movie scene. Smoke, wheels spinning, loud noise, people like in the car in front of me that are like doing this, like that. And the same guy who told me to leave was pounding on my window and saying, dude, stop, get your foot off the gas, your foot's on the gas. And it was a manual, so it was in first gear. And so I was about probably going like 15, 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But I had veered in an intersection. If it was like this, I went and hit a stopped car, which hit another stopped car and another stopped car. So it caused a big ruckus.
Yeah. Damn, dude.
Yeah. And so, but when I came to, then after I got my foot off the gas, I told the guy, I was like, I'm all right. I'm fine. And he was like, whew. He just did this, and then he went back inside. And then the cops came, and first thing I did is I looked for the duster, because I knew I was going to jail.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for this can, and I can't find it. And then I open up the middle compartment, and there were some Delsum makes these 15 milligram DXM like tablets.
Whoa.
What is that?
Dextromethorphan.
What's that?
You haven't talked about that? I think we should do a
Benadryl?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that's an antihistamine. We should do a third. We should talk about Christianity sometime. And we should also do a third one on DXM, which I have an extensive history.
But like generally, what would you compare it to?
PCP.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. So it's in like the ketamine family.
But like a consumable
dissociatives.
PCP.
Yeah. What?
Like a consumable, like a
oral.
Yeah.
is what I'm trying to say.
Right. I've been taking this for a few years.
Yeah.
It's been a really big part of my life.
Whoa.
That's a drug I didn't even know about.
Yeah.
So at this point, you also had been doing dust for 10 years on, or were you on and off with the dust this decade between your accidents?
Oh, to be honest, it was never a thing that I liked. It was only ever like a last resort, right?
Oh.
So it just, I happened to find myself 10 years later on the same last resort.
Feeling sad,
Yeah.
and just going to probably the cheapest, most readily available options of way to check out.
Escape, yeah.
Pretty much, dude. Pretty much.
It's a fucking
Is
scary
there something
one.
in this?
Yeah, you just gotta turn it on and it'll vibrate when you know how to use that.
I love the Mighty.
I
I actually stole one of these from. I'm not gonna talk about that.
That's a nice thing to steal.
No, like it was
That's
with
a
my
nice
girlfriend at the time. It was so fucking good. We're superstar thieves.
Wow.
But I'm not
I
gonna
used
talk
to
anymore
be
about
a
it.
really good thief too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you never were into drugs.
I honestly shouldn't say anything else because now I'm gonna be a target. I'm really good.
I was
Yeah.
into it on the light level. Like I'd steal like headphones from Radio Shack and sell them in the park, and then I'd buy weed with that money. Like
That's pretty good.
yeah, so you get.
That's
weed.
actually pretty legit.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
But yeah, at some point you do have to.
Is there something in there?
Yeah.
That's the capsule. That's what.
Yeah,
that's
we
how
fill
the
that
weed-
thing.
What's in there?
yeah. Weed.
Weed.
Like flour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Oh.
bud.
I didn't have the capsule. I never did that.
I
would just
didn't do
put
it at
I'd
first.
Push it in there.
It saves this thing's lifespan.
Yeah, you don't have to clean it as much, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's understandable that when you're deep in whatever it is, that some other ancillary behaviors pop up.
Yeah.
Of
so
course.
did you grab the DXM and you just left, or would you?
I took it. I took the whole thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude. Legendary.
And wow.
Legendary move. Cause that's like an epic fucking dose.
Not really, actually.
Oh, okay.
The largest dose I've ever taken was 1.5 grams.
But for like a normal person, that'd be a big dose.
Sure. Yeah, a normal person.
I-
What are you trying to say?
No, I just mean like who hasn't taken it at all. Like
Someone who doesn't have a tolerance.
no tolerance.
No, I know what you're saying.
But
Someone who's not huffing dusties.
I've never done PCP either.
Huff and Dusties.
Chuff and chuffers.
Huff and Dusties.
Huff chuff.
So I don't have zero frame of reference.
Right.
But what is the experience then on a DXM kind of like? Can you describe it compare it to anything?
My relationship with it has been an answer to my ADHD and depression.
Okay.
So I take it as I actually have a prescription for it from my doctor now.
Whoa.
Like I have it written. I can show you.
Wow.
But I take like a handful of these tablets. The Delsum. I'm actually experimenting with the polystyrenic version instead of the hydrobromide syrup because it's like a longer lasting extended release.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm taking that with the extended release version of what I was going to get to, bupropion. This is what I mix it with.
Okay.
Wellbutrin.
Oh, okay.
You know Wellbutrin?
No.
Chantix?
Yeah, I know that
People
stuff.
get that for... Okay.
You can
so
quit smoking. It helps with depression.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Bupropion's it's an antidepressant. I think it's an ND. It's like works on dopamine and norepinephrine receptors mostly.
They're not SSRIs.
It's not an SSRI.
Okay.
I take that with the DXM together, which does work as an SSRI.
Okay.
The DXM.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you take them together, and it forms this like hybrid, perfect answer to ADHD, and it's way better than Adderall because you're not like, I love Adderall too much. Like I had binges with Adderall for overnights, and I felt like my heart was gonna explode the next day, and I like it too much, and I can't really mess with that stuff
Oh,
anymore.
yeah.
You know?
So you love stimulants?
Yeah, I like it all, dude.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Don't we all like it all?
I think so, but that's how I know not. Like I told you, I've never taken a pill. I've never done coke.
That
I've
blows
never
my
taken Adderall
mind.
because I know I'll like it. My parents are both speed freaks. You know what I mean? Like
Really?
they both loved that shit in the 70s, and like
Okay.
I just don't like the way people get when they're doing it. So I'm like, that's not for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I like drugs that chill
Good for
people
you.
out.
Yeah.
Or make
Yeah.
them more introspective.
Yeah.
You know.
Totally.
That's the shit that
I'm kind of more on that level at this point.
yeah, you get all this shit out of your system like
Yeah.
in your 20s and
Yeah,
you know,
Totally. Yes, man. Absolutely. Yeah.
what a wild ride. And so like the kratom part, like
Sure.
kratom is readily available.
It is.
It's just as available as fucking dust.
Yeah, dust.
Bro, dust
More
and,
available.
dust and crat are on every corner
Yeah.
of every city.
Dust and
Well,
crat.
out here, you can get both of those things pretty much anywhere.
Mm.
The old DK combo.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude, you dropping that DK, dropping.
combo, baby.
Diddy Kong, baby.
Diddy Kong,
Holy
Dusty Kong.
sh-
Dusty Kong.
Holy shit. Dusty Kong.
The incense is almost out, which I think we should take a break when it goes out.
Okay, we'll take a
I
breath.
feel like that
Okay, cool.
would be appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll take a little pause. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Coming at you live.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If
Actually, funnily enough, yesterday when I met you guys, I also went to Goodwill earlier that day and gave this guy a ride home. and he happened to be
Jerry Seinfeld. Sorry.
I just need. Wait. Here, let me get my Jerry.
Sorry.
Okay. So I had to get some stuff from Goodwill, and I gave this guy a lift to. It turned out to be a really long drive, actually, but to his house in Canton, and he was drafted to the Cowboys in the '80s.
Oh shit!
He's a cool dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
And his nephew sells some stuff.
Okay.
And it was just a cool interaction.
He's in the industry.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just really it was another one of those quantum kind of
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
again,
Classic.
borderline Huangxing Sangxiang.
Whoa, that was good.
Is that okay?
Hao.
See, like I could probably do like Jim Carrey-esque style imitation stuff, but I don't want to be like offensive because I love everybody.
Well,
and
it's
everything.
tough, yeah.
The thing is that you should be able to make jokes about anything, but at the end of the day, the crowd is going to
The crowd is going to tell you.
Yeah, they'll tell you exactly. Like, and it's very telling.
The world is a big tomato meter.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's tough sometimes because, like, Joey and I have a secret podcast on the Patreon called Boys Club, and I think we're hilarious on there, but we really have no idea now that I think about it.
We think we're funny.
We think we're so funny. Like, I'm like, I get off those and I'm like, that was funny. I have no idea what we talked about, but it was
yeah, we're funny people, but no, but it's also
fun. But we have no idea.
we have no idea what we're doing. But that's also what that's what everybody's doing. It's like the greatest filmmaker of all time or whatever. They're like, oh,
Paul Thomas
I feel
Anderson?
like, or probably he's like, I can tell a story. I'm the greatest storyteller of all time. It's like
Kubrick.
we all what?
Sorry.
Kubrick.
Yeah, Kubrick, yeah. But we're all just storytellers. It's not.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
some
that's
resonate
absolutely
with
right,
other
man.
people. Some
That's
like
absolutely right.
Mm.
The Hawaiian on the boat who's just, going out for getting some fish for the day and coming back in, he's telling his stories too.
Yeah.
About the volcano.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was watching these old hunter-gatherer videos, the Hadzabe, and in Tanzania, and they're like the oldest hunter-gatherers we know of that are still living essentially like the same life as 10,000 years ago.
In Tanzania.
Yeah, and also something to say about them is that they, for as long as they've lived there, which is probably longer than 10,000 years, they haven't left a mark on, like you would never know that they live there. They're very, indetectable in that way because they
Leave
Yeah.
no trace.
exactly
Right.
leave no trace.
No
but,
carbon footprint.
But yeah, they tell stories. They smoke weed. They smoke a lot of weed. I don't know.
That's what you were telling
Yeah.
me. You were
Yeah.
like,
They discovered it.
yeah, we got to figure out when they discovered weed.
Yeah, because I might have. It's hard to find.
we
I feel
were
like no one asks that question that often. But it's like, I was doing a bunch of Googling on it, and it was like, turns out the closest I got is maybe 200 years ago it started to come, but it might be in the tradition. I don't know.
No way.
It's probably very old. But regardless, these people, they tell stories. They live so differently than we live. It's like they're still laughing and telling stories and enjoying each other's company, but like they're just being completely different humans. It's so
Yeah.
alien in how they interact with each other.
Alien.
Because they're not talking about like,
What does that word
I'm
mean?
feeling depressed today, or like they are just, it's like their verb living, like they're just living, like they're
More in the moment, more present.
yeah.
Right.
Like the video was like asking these Hadzabe people like the life's toughest question. So like one of them was like what's your biggest fear in life? And like you ask somebody what's your biggest fear in life, generally in society they'd be like maybe death or not living up to my potential, or dying alone or whatever, not having friends.
Yep.
And he goes like, what's your biggest fear? And the guy's like, lions. Like, probably lions.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, probably
Fuck
lions.
yeah.
He's like, they're
Lions.
very loud and they'll sneak out of nowhere and kill them. And
Yeah.
God,
yeah,
badass.
yeah. And then they ask him like, what's the most important thing to you in life? Like, what's the most important thing? And
Not
he's
getting
like,
eaten by a lion.
Yeah, no. He's like, he literally was like, meat and honey and milk. And he's like, like milk. And he's like, milk and honey and milk. And he's like, the little 13-year-old boy comes over and he's like, well, no. He's like, water. He's like, water is very important. He's like, he's like, if not, your throat will dry and you'll die. He's like, water's the most important thing. And like, it's just, they're just thinking so differently, and it's so
We've just complicated things so much.
so much.
And you know what they have that we don't have? They have they have just ways of dealing with things, and those stories, like they pass them down, and it helps them cope with life, and it helps them have rites of passage.
Yeah.
And like I was saying this to Chelsea, your girlfriend, yesterday. I'm like, we don't have that in this country, rites of passage in our culture. So a true rite of passage for a man is to go through a drug journey.
Yeah.
And to that is a huge rite of passage in this country to go through and abuse it, to find something that makes you feel better and abuse it and go through the darkness with this thing and come out the other side is what made so many Americans who they are. Like, to the point where you're like, that's kind of a big rite of passage in this country.
Can I try that?
Oh, yeah.
Hit that shit.
You sound like Joey Campbell.
Joseph Campbell?
Yeah, the myth of man. You know,
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
You just hit the button. Yeah.
You're going to love it, mate. They don't have shit like this down under.
You're going to love it, mate.
Yeah, you're going to love it, mate.
Outback's like
It's going to send you for a spin.
Forsters.
That's for Sean.
That's Australian for Debs.
So this is oil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight oil.
Yep, we're on that dad
Crunchy.
family.
I don't know audio yet. I'm getting there. I'm an electrician, but I don't know like low voltage and audio video stuff very well. So
This is a high
We just-
voltage.
Which
what's
rock and roll.
Can I like
I mean, it might peak, but it's like,
peaking?
But yeah, I feel like the Hatsabe, what they have like built into them is like they have community, friends, family, all these things. So like essentially when you're living in our society, you have an intense amount of freedom, I guess, in some senses, to become whoever you want. But it's like it's also like
too much.
They've stripped away the integral part of life and living for humans is like social connections, and they've stripped it away, and social accountability and all.
That's
these
what I was
things.
just gonna say. What you have when you have those tight knit communities is accountability. Whether it's a conscious thing or not, you're accountable to the community.
Definitely.
And here, you're barely accountable to your family.
No.
They're fucking figuring out how to put food on the table themselves. They're
And
trying
you're
to figure
18
out
and
how to
you're
not be a
like,
drug addict themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And you become 18 and you're like, I'm my own separate person. Like,
You're so pretty.
thank you.
He's a beauty.
So pretty.
Last year being broke.
So pretty. Last year been broke.
I just had to say that.
Thank you, brother.
Oh yeah, you pretty.
You're pretty.
You good. Big smile. Big good smile.
But yeah, no, I feel like they do, and then they strip it away, and then they try to sell it to you here. That's what they try to do.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes. Usually in the form of.
That is the problem.
Or just leave you drifting.
I
And
think
they're like,
after drugs, it's going to be the next rite of passage for a man is going to be go through a gambling habit in this country.
yeah.
Well, it is drugs.
That's a good call, Cass.
That's the next epidemic. I mean,
Claw game.
we're not even smart by predicting that. If you're paying attention at all to just your surroundings, how much gambling's come into the mainstream,
yeah.
and it's our next big epidemic here,
yeah.
and it's going to be a quiet
She's totally
one.
right.
It's going to be a quiet one.
Yeah, yep.
You know why I think this is I was going on a following. You know, I like to follow all the things that I like on Instagram, like everything I like. I was like, Drake, do I like it or not? It's like I'm borderline with him. But he was repping some. I don't want to drop the name because it's stupid, but it was like some gambling thing.
Premium.
No way.
Yeah, and it's like his face is like the ad is like him like.
He's like, look at me, bitch.
I put a little bit. I put like a quarter. You know, it's like why even share that shit with like who cares that you're
Wait,
playing some.
He's sponsored by gambling.
How could he need money?
It's so funny because
He doesn't need anything.
He's smart, kind of, not really, but he is smart because his big thing is like on huge fights. People always check in on what Drake has gambled because he'll do like $500,000 gambles or $200,000.
Oh, he's a gambling addict himself.
yeah.
Okay, well that's
He's already onto it. He's a new human.
I respect that
He's
a little
new
bit
you.
more.
yeah.
N-U-H-U.
Yeah. Yeah. He's all like this.
Yeah, I mean that sells. That moves tickets. We've known.
Blue Steel.
It actually looks kind of cool. New hue.
Oh yeah.
We should do something with this.
Drake is just Zoolander. Changed my mind.
He really is. He really is. You might be onto something, my bro.
Might be.
Joey. Oh, that was good, dude.
Thank you.
I love you.
Love you. You're so pretty.
Man.
So pretty.
That was so fucking funny.
Yeah, we're a nation of addicts, and that's
Yes,
okay.
indeed.
That's a big rite of passage in this country.
Yeah.
You get addicted to shit. You come out the other end.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're golden.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's just like the digestive system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just life on high intensity. Like that tribe, it's a different kind of high intensity.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
protecting themselves and figuring out their survival and their food and shit.
Yep.
We don't have to worry about that.
No.
So we have a whole different kind of high intensity. It's just still entirely man-made.
Well, it's through in the Hatsabe there. It's through an intensity, and the integral part is accountability and other people, like your social members or your family and friends. Here, you don't need that. In fact, they're again, it's hyper individualization. It's like they're actually preparing you to be more so like, yeah, you have your family unit maybe. But even then, again, someone gets to 18 years old, technically they're just an individual. They're not even really part of the family anymore. You're just, a civilian.
It's a very cold way of going through life.
Yeah.
It is life, though, right?
It is.
We are one.
Yeah.
One is all.
But,
And we're here to...
like, we're not alone because we're all together, right? But we are alone because we're just one person.
Yeah.
And it's all okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's powerful for you to say that, man. I think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Was there a point where you became like more okay with that aspect of things?
More okay with what aspect?
I don't know. Like, it feels like the healing journey with addiction is
Yeah.
like, it seems like addiction, from what we've come to understand, is like a response to a feeling of disconnection, and
I think ADD is that too. I think it's it's the same thing. It's sensitive people. ADD people are extremely sensitive, and so are addicts.
Yeah.
But they're saints in a way. Like, we have to look to them and realize how complicated and confusing and rough and cold we've made this world.
Yeah.
That, like, you have to hide in a million different places. That's all ADD is.
Well,
You're just
also, like, I don't even know if ADHD, I'm not going to say it's not real because it's observed and studied and all this stuff, whatever you want to call it. But also, like, again, in these hunter-gatherer tribes, people with ADHD excelled at, like, hunting because essentially it's like hyper-focus you get when you have ADHD, which is something they don't tell you about, which is like this intense, some ADHD people can, everyone's different, but like it's this thing where you can focus on something for hours undisturbed and be more like engrossed in it than most people would.
Right.
And you can sustain attention to something like hyper. And essentially, like with hunting, with that, it's like you also have like the hyper focus, but your brain's wandering. You can hear noises or things or look around.
Dude,
and like, it's a different. God. It's basically just a different brain, and they're like, this doesn't work in our society. It's like a different.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's my layman's interpretation, but yeah.
I mean, it really makes sense to me though.
Yeah.
You're so pretty, and
Thank you.
I'm falling in love.
You're so pretty.
Chelsea, sorry.
Yeah, and it's crazy the way it plays out here because you get pathologized and then medicated to behave like everybody else when really, like when I'm with Joey, like he's like, I have ADD, and I'm like, I feel that, but he also sat down and edited our whole last movie, and he shot the whole thing. And that shooting it required more focus than I ever had on the whole project. And editing it required more focus than I ever had on the whole project. And you did both those things.
Thanks.
Like in a way that like I couldn't have sat down there and pressed those buttons for 10 hours a day and kept it together. So it's weird. I don't have ADD, but I also don't have hyper focus either.
it's a balance. It
It's-
feels.
But
Yeah,
I
it's
think
more
you
in the
do.
middle.
I'd see, like, again, it's like once you're organized, like once we do a podcast, it's like all of a sudden it's like, very organized.
I know I have like a 20-minute window where I'll just get this out.
Totally. Boys Club intro, like when you built that one night, where like we just like looked at videos. It was mostly you. You're like, oh, look at all these. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. And then all of a sudden it's just like right in front of us. I was like, oh shit, that's it's
And
like
then once it's there, we could just make it better.
yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah. I'm down with the sickness, baby.
Down with the dust dog.
Dust bunnies just
Dust
hanging out.
bunnies, just dust bunnies hanging out on the couch.
Oh, jeez, I need to like move out to where you guys live. Hang out with you guys. all the
We
time.
live everywhere.
Yeah.
We don't even live in
Yeah.
the same state.
Well,
Yeah, I
did
live
you
in
rent the
Florida.
Rogue, or is that like
The Rogue?
The Rogue
no,
Less
that's
Traveled.
that's your car?
It's our
you
first,
drove here?
We bought that last year.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was
yeah?
our first car.
Yeah.
What made you choose that?
The Rogue Less Traveled.
Cheapest, what is the cheapest used car that we could get that'll last us the longest, that has the highest reviews? That was it.
And there's a Rogue.
We tested all
Why
the
didn't
cars.
you want Tesla?
Well,
I
we
can't afford it.
Yeah.
And
Really?
also,
I thought you guys are like made of money.
No.
Money.
no, the
That's
opposite. We're
sorry.
starving artists.
Gum.
We're not starving. I'm very satiated.
We're satiated artists, but not. We don't have money to spare. We put it all into this stuff. We put it all into staying on the road.
I got you. Okay.
And trying to make films and
Yeah.
podcasts and
Well,
stuff.
I'm like also pretty much broke. I have like maybe $100.
Oh,
No. That's right. I have like $250.
that's
I
pretty
spent
good.
a bunch at that smoke shop before I came here.
Oh,
I
well, we can
transferred
reimburse
100.
you for that.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
you hooked us
I
up.
wanted to get you a gift. I wanted to like bring goodies.
So sweet.
Like the flowers.
I
So
deeply
kind.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
So kind.
People used to do that to me with nitrous. That's how I got into it. I had never even tried nitrous before, and we made the movie American Juggalo, and everyone thought I was into all that stuff. So people would show up at our house with a case of Whippets, and I'm like, all right, I'll try it.
Yeah.
That's how we started dabbling with that whole world.
Dude,
Fucking crazy.
Whippets world is crazy. That was.
Yeah.
It came and went. Thank goodness.
Well, it like, I don't know, it might have lingered in my life more had Cass not had a moment where she was like, stop, we're putting
she did.
brakes on this lifestyle. Like,
Smart.
yeah, she just
After like however many balloons, I was like, that's enough.
well, women are better at listening to their bodies. And
Yeah.
like Cass and I, we've done all of our drug journeys the same way. Like
Yeah.
we discovered pot at the same time.
Yeah.
We discovered mushrooms, all the psychedelics at the same time. And like, if she gets a message, I'm going to listen because she's better at listening to her body. So she was like, this ain't good for us. I think it's doing something fucked up. And
Well, yeah. Well, at some point, I stopped. I used to research all the drugs we did, and then at some point, I was just like, fuck it, I don't care. I'll just do whatever.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to know a lot of the time. Like,
Yeah, I just don't want to know.
Yeah.
Yarks on there, just like it's gonna kill you.
Yeah, it's going to destroy your bladder.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Oh, that's something
trying to
that
get
I
high.
worry about, man.
Yeah.
A big side effect of DXM is you cannot pee. Have you ever had that?
Whoa.
You ever had that
I've
problem?
Bladder
No,
implosion.
I've heard about it though. I've heard about it like on here. Give me your glass. I'll get you more water.
Bladder implosion.
You're the best. Yeah, no, like it when you take this shit at a high dose, right? Like at the dose that I'm taking now, it doesn't really affect me that much, but at a high dose, like it makes it really hard to pee.
Whoa.
And you'll be sitting on the toilet for like 45 minutes, an hour. And you'll be like,
Whoa.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
The first
I really wanna
appropriate
get
use
one
of
of
that.
I'll get some at the end.
But you won't even get that. You'll sit on the toilet for an hour and you won't even get a driplet or
Dude,
Sand comes
maybe
out.
not an hour, but like
dust.
that reminds me of a fucking funny video of you might even know this guy. He's a fellow Vimeoist. Vimeo's great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. R.I.P.
What's his name? Connor O'Malley?
Oh, we're friends with him. We are.
Oh my god, I want to meet him so bad.
Dude, what the fuck of all people?
Connor O'Malley. I
all
really
people.
do. He's so fucking cool.
Most people don't know who he is.
I don't know who's Connor O'Malley.
I've tried to
hilarious.
tell you to get on his Twitter or one of his feeds. He puts out the fucking funniest. I can't
You're
even
gonna love
describe.
him.
I can't
Yeah.
even describe his way of doing things.
He's
But
like outlandish.
he came over to our apartment one day.
He's so good.
Yeah.
What is it? Connor O'Malley.
Connor O'Malley. He's like you, a Dubliner.
Yeah.
Ow,
Oh yeah.
Dubliner.
Yeah. Yep. He's a fellow Dubliner,
Aye,
back from the motherland.
aye, matey.
He doesn't do drugs, surprisingly.
Nuh-uh.
Like, dude, you watch his stuff, and I'm like, like he hit me up, and he's like, I'm a fan of your work, man. I'd love to collaborate on something. I was like, come over, and I'm like twisting joints. I got drugs everywhere, and he's just like, I'm good, man. I don't do that stuff. I'm like,
Whoa.
He's done a lot of stuff. Wow.
yeah,
He's so funny.
yeah. He's been a writer on a lot of shows, and yeah, really fucking funny, dude. But why are we talking about him?
Because of the sand thing.
Oh.
Yeah,
Pissed out sand?
You can drink sand. It's such a funny video. It's fine. You can drink it.
Yeah, if a drug ever made me not be able to pee, I think I couldn't do it. It's sacred to me.
Yeah.
It is
piss
one
Well,
thing.
here's the thing. Because it's so hard, once it does happen, it's like,
Holy
like for
shit.
real. It's like you're back on
How
track.
do you even get into that drug? Like, 'cause I don't know. It's never even crossed my path. Not that I know.
That's actually the first drug that I ever tried. Funny enough.
Is it
Before alcohol.
That one's the pharmaceutical one. That one's, or what is it?
They make a pharmaceutical.
Okay.
Yeah, dextromethorphan or DXM. As
I've heard.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Isn't that what people they drink cough syrup to get to that? They drink Delsum.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
DXM tripping, they called it.
Yes.
Yeah, my friends.
Robo tripping.
Yeah, robo trip.
Oh.
My friends drank Delsum. They were like drank it down, and he literally puked orange. I was like, Jesus Christ.
The darkest subreddit I've ever come across on Reddit was the
DXM?
DXM.
Really?
I mean,
Darkest.
just the people talking about their journey through the addiction and the shit that they went through and the
You
things
might have
they
read one of my
hallucinated.
posts.
Probably,
You
like
probably read my
I
post.
binged that whole fucking thing
yeah,
one
you
day.
definitely
I
read my post.
could not believe the shit I was reading.
We've
What were they
probably already
Yeah.
butted up against each other in the past.
Yeah, because and a lot of people see the same hallucinations, which is real. That's to me the spooky thing. It's almost like there's another dimension that's like living in this room right now, and there's shadow figures in here, but you can't see it unless you take this shit.
What was your like craziest experiences on DXM?
Shadow tripping.
Craziest experiences. Usually the craziest thing that happens with that is like at a really high dose, right? Because the thing about it is there's tiers. There's they call them plateaus. There's 4 plateaus. The first plateau is kind of like you're a little woozy. It's like being drunk, but you're not uncalibrated or unsteady with your gait.
Inebriated, yeah.
And then the second plateau is more of like a crossfade, like being high and stoned and drunk. And again, like still not as uncoordinated and not sick, no nausea, which is great.
Yeah.
But like roller coaster vibes, because that's how I think of the
Kind of, yeah.
CrossFit.
And it's like, woo,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fun to walk around. Mobility is. Sensory things are enhanced. Everything is enhanced. It's good for music. Really good for music.
That seems like my plateau.
Yeah. Second plateau is where it's at. 2.5 and 3, you start getting into like more heady, like this is weird dissociative effects, PCP. And then the fourth plateau is like you're laying on your back and you're in and out of consciousness and you're seeing time.
That reminds me of a K-hole.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're zoomed out
Same
and experiencing time, or you're seeing time? What do you mean by seeing time?
I know it's like a super loaded thing that I just
I've
said.
been there. It made so much sense to me.
Does it? Yeah.
It's one of the ways I want to describe a K-hole to people, but like it's not going to make sense to them, you know.
K-holes are weird.
But your experience of time, you're almost outside of time.
You
and
are.
You can watch it.
You're dead.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Yeah.
You feel dead. It's not DMT dead though. DMT dead is way better.
Yeah.
yeah.
DXM dead is like you are just not in your body, and that's it. And like, hey, buddy, haha, joke's on you. You're alive.
Yeah.
Here's the fun part.
Wow.
It's a game. Like that's what it feels like. I think at the highest doses.
Yeah.
And the most I've ever taken was 1.5 grams, 1,500 milligrams.
That's mega dose.
That is a very mega dose.
That's how I know I read your Reddit post.
Yeah. and I also I used to take it like high doses, like a lot, like daily, which is awful. Do not do that. The best relationship, or so I thought was the best relationship in my life, fell apart because of it. And, it just got out of control. But low doses of DXM is very helpful. There's actually a drug on the market that just came out this year called Auvelity, AUVELITY, and it is it's a new class of antidepressant that's actually synthesis. They combined both bupropion and the DXM.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's in the same form even. It's a hydrochloride preparation of the Wellbutrin, and then the DXM comes in. It's the hydrobromide form, which is like the syrup, but it's in a tablet. It's pressed and it's extended release somehow. That's like that's how they get it, right? That's how they can charge 1,000 whatever, because they have this one extended like. Whatever, it's their fuck it. It's what makes them the worst. I actually sent an email to them that said "fuck you." Like,
Yeah.
like I do this regimen on my own, and it costs nothing. and you're charging people this much money, and like their ad is atrocious on the internet. It's so bad. I hate big
It's
pharma.
Drake. Just being
That's
like,
true. Vopec and
I hate it so
the
much.
drug names are so crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What does your life look like when you're on like what do your days look like when you're in the throes of a DXM addiction?
It's like a movie. It feels like you're in a movie.
Yeah.
It feels like you're the main actor in a movie.
And you're like just home all day, or you like wheeling and dealing, like you're running around?
Running and gunning.
Yeah.
And funning and sunning.
a little fun in the sun.
Getting some buns out.
Oh my god, man.
No, for real though. Like I would walk around and like I really appreciate street art. Like I love it so much. I'm not very good with it. I'm like a total noob with paint pens and stuff, but I have fun with it. And I would walk around and like do that in town and like get coffee and just hang out and have fun. Yeah, summer is like its own thing, right? In Asheville, summer is definitely its own thing.
You could feel that.
It's
going
a
around
completely different city when it's the summer.
We were here like a month and a half ago, right before the summer really kicked in, and I swear to God, there's 5 times as many tweakers out there.
There's tweakers
It's scary,
and
dude.
fentanyl. Fentanyl is rolling rampant as well.
It's
And,
like nice
right
families
in my
and then
neighborhood.
tweakers. That's all. That's down street. And they're like,
It's a bummer, man. But I help where I can.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I want to.
I think I'm gonna get more involved with it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for real, because like I see my part in like having an impact in the community as like a really viable thing now.
Yeah.
I can do it. I can actually make a difference. Like I just
Especially
have
here.
to do it.
Yeah.
And I think you guys talked about this in a recent episode of yours, of like just like doing the thing, like actually just going and doing a thing.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Just
I want to give
taking
these.
initiative.
I want to give these guys water and magnesium.
Yeah. Water and magnesium.
So bad.
And a
but-
hug.
But yeah. I mean, definitely. But a lot of people are resistant to that stuff. For some reason, they don't want water.
Yeah. They don't need water.
Dude, you really been through it. What brought you to Suboxone?
Right. So
Because that's an opiate blocker.
yeah, I don't even really understand it so much. It's still very new. I've only been on it for a month now.
Okay.
But that was not in response to the DXM. That was in response to getting addicted to kratom, right?
Correct, which we haven't even
okay.
touched on.
Yeah.
There's this is gonna have to be like a 5-parter.
Totally.
I think it's gonna be a real barn burner.
We'll give
Right?
people a little sneak peek.
Can we like record a little bit outside, like somewhere at the river when we go?
Yeah, sure.
Like, can
That'd
we
be
do
fun.
like little snippets and things? Like maybe we could do like little
Yeah.
doodads.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We should
That'd
get
be
a
fun.
doodad with you for the movie too.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like, but for Suboxone, my friend in high school was on it. A couple of my friends were like, they did heroin, so it's like Suboxone. Essentially, like the way he explained it to me was like it's activating the opioid receptors, so you're feeling satiated from that craving, but it's not
Yeah.
like getting you high. It's
Right.
like not getting you very.
You can't get high if you took opioids.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, and that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I take kratom, nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, I don't get a buzz per se, but I definitely feel like, okay, I'm all right. Like, I'm good. I'm straight.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it feels. And that in conjunction with that, homebrew Avelti that I take is great, man. And then I take Lexapro at night.
Okay. At
So
night?
I'm like the opposite of you in that way. I'm the yang, man.
Yeah.
I'm yanging you.
Totally. Yep.
You want a yin?
It's all I've been doing.
yinning, yeah.
That's why I always stick to weed.
Yeah.
It's just like it just douses me in yin energy.
Yang and
Well,
We're
that's
just
why I
yang
can't
it.
handle coffee. Brings in yang energy for me, and it's
Yang
cool
it.
in a couple sips, but too much, and my body resists it.
Speaking
Yeah.
of, I could really use some, and I brought some.
You did?
It's in that brown bag right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you had.
Do you
in
have
there?
any ice cubes?
Yeah.
Ice Cube.
Oh my
Baronies.
goodness.
Yeah,
some of
I-
that on some ice would just be like fantastico.
I
Look
feel
it
like you, especially for you too. Like you grew up around. You said your parents are drinking coffee all the time and like
Yeah,
just
they're
off
out of
the
control,
walls.
yeah.
Yeah. Because it's funny because I grew up. My dad didn't drink coffee for like 10 years, he just stopped drinking coffee. He would only drink like tea, like just drink tea or whatever. And my mom would drink coffee, but then I again, like I was just so tired waking up for school in the morning. Like my mom's like, I was like, oh, let me try some coffee, and
That probably would have helped me a lot in high school.
oh, it helped me because I used to fall asleep in classes. Like you're so bored, unstimulated, and you're like tired from getting up at 6 a.m.
I got nothing out of high school because I was so tired.
Yeah, and then you take a little coffee, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, this is interesting. All right, I can pay attention. Like
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely was more. I was more
But-
proactive in my first 2 classes because of coffee.
Yeah, but the coffee culture, it's kind of annoying. Like people in mass, like everyone drinking coffee is like kind of a.
It's what keeps the
God.
world going.
In a way, it kind of does. It is a huge market exchange, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
America runs on Dunkin'. So.
Yeah, everyone
Yes.
knows that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Pumpkin spice latte.
Oh, PSL all day.
Oh my
Hey.
lord, baby!
I don't even know.
Damn.
Have you
Cass-
gone to some of the shops around here? Because I actually do want to say the best one in Nashville, I think, is Pollen. Have you been there?
No, we're not big coffee shop heads.
No.
They're from New York. The people. You need to meet them.
Oh,
I,
yeah?
I actually like going to coffee shops. Coffee shops
We
are
should
fun.
go
Like,
there
when I
while you're
travel,
here,
I'll go to
just because
coffee
you need to
shops.
talk to them. It's also an art studio.
Yeah.
The cool thing about Pollen is it's a couple. The guy is a barista and the girl is like a botanist.
Mm.
So they have plants. It's a plant store and a coffee shop.
Okay,
It's
cool.
great interior. You're the best.
Wow,
Thank
Cass.
you.
That looks great.
I feel like I
Wowie.
need a straw, like a big.
Mm.
Do you want some almond milk or anything like that?
Oh no, this is gin lag.
Nice. Yeah, well,
Thank
like
you so
I
much.
just found out in
Pleasure.
the past 2 days that like I thought I hated like socializing, and I'm like I just hate bars, like
Yeah.
kratom kava bars. I'm like,
Oh, it's great. That's why coffee shops are
Come
cool too. Everyone gathers there. It's like,
They are cool.
That's
Are
why
people
Depending,
social in there?
Depending.
Yeah. Oh well, not as social as kratom coffee or kratom bars for sure. But you can meet
yeah.
people, and like when you're traveling, like I'll go because I'll just instead of getting coffee at the store, you'll just go to the coffee shop. You meet people, you talk to people.
You can. It's a little more like difficult to break the seal.
Like some
on a
coffee
new-
shops are meant for like people are just working there. Like everyone has a
Right.
laptop and everyone.
yeah,
I
that's
hate
how it feels
those.
in New York.
Yeah,
hate that
but there's a
shit.
lot of coffee shops that aren't like that. Where
I
it's
shouldn't
like
say
way
that.
chiller.
I take that back. I don't like to say the H word.
It's good.
Hilarious.
Hate.
Oh,
It's good. I appreciate that kind of discipline around here.
Yeah.
Joey could use more of that.
what? I don't hate it.
Oh,
tighten
Joey's
it
got a
up.
wild mouth. He's a sailor.
Tighten it up.
Tighten it up. I do have a sailor mouth, but that's kind of my charm. You know, it's like it's what keeps it going.
Yeah.
So you can
It's
hang
your
out in a
edge.
kratom bar and not feel like triggered or like get the itch or whatever.
Fuck no.
That's
I hate
great
that
because it's a
shit.
fun place to hang out.
Yeah.
But you're like, I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Kava's cool. I don't really understand it too much.
I drank
Yeah,
it for the
it's
first
not-
time
I'm,
last
like,
night.
new
and
with
I
it.
don't know anything
I
about
might
it.
have some here in a
But I
little
feel
bit.
like you guys, we had like half a cup. Like you were supposed to drink those 2 cups,
Yeah.
and he was giving you those
And also,
little
you
cups
don't.
extra.
They like the first. It's like smoking weed. The first time you do it, you don't really feel it anyway.
Oh, okay.
I have that extract that I brought, right?
Yeah.
Which I swiped.
Okay.
And it's like $55. So fuck you, Whole Foods.
Damn. Yeah.
Nice. And I think you got to do it that way. I think you got to get like the extract and like control your amount, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
And like dial it in, and then mix it with some good fruit juice or something.
Yeah.
Make it kind of like a mocktail.
What's it do?
It's sort of like getting drunk,
Oh.
kinda,
Oh,
but
cool.
like not as It's you just gotta do it, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's do it
I'll-
together
I'll try
later.
it, yeah,
Later,
I'll
later.
try it.
Let's do a bonfire and a little kava.
Ooh.
Kava bonfire.
So what about
Kava
drinking
fire.
though? Was that ever a thing for you?
Yeah, alcohol was the thing, and AA was the thing. I went through a rigorous 3-month AA program called Recovered and Free in Hubbard, Texas, which is amazing.
Cool.
Mm.
Also great. Like Don Radin is one of the best people I've ever met in my life. Saved me.
Got you
for
off
sure.
booze.
Yeah, you could say that. Got me to he got me on track.
Yeah,
He pointed me in the right direction.
Yeah, yeah.
Helped me a lot, and AA was helpful as well. Bill Wilson was pretty genius, but
Yeah.
I don't do that stuff anymore.
Yeah, I like what Bill Wilson said about how alcoholism is something. It's like it's daily remission. You have like it's something. It comes up every day, and I like that. That's a good way of thinking about it.
Right.
Like nicotine's even more microscopic than that. It's like an hour by hour
Yeah,
type of
that's
you know,
interesting.
holding it off. But Bill W. Was asking for alcohol on his deathbed.
Was he?
3 times in his last.
You got the inside scoop?
It's readily available on the internet. Anyone
You know
can
what
look
I
this
heard?
up.
He was hitting the dust.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. On his
Like-
deathbed, he was like, his last words were,
He was like,
"Dust the dust."
Oh my god! You gotta try this shit, man.
No, but really, I heard about him like experiencing with the psychedelics, and I think that's groovy. I do appreciate the use of that in, getting off of alcohol, which is evil. I don't like alcohol, but I do drink it sometimes.
Yeah.
That's why they call it spirits.
Spirits.
I do those bad spirits.
I like cocktails the most if I do drink. Yeah.
AA probably
And sour ales.
Saved my dad for the period of my childhood that he calmed down and was in the program. It was so good for him, and it really wasn't anything other than I look back now and it was the fellowship,
Sorry, dude. I'm a loaded cannon. Did I get you? Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'll be all right. I think I lost.
I didn't mean to do that.
It's on
We're
your
going to need
right
emergency
foot.
surgery.
It flung off.
Oh, I think my balls in my stomach.
Thanks, dude. It flung off really fast, but I like to keep a loaded gun.
Oh, nice.
Don't point it towards me.
Shoot, guys.
Oh,
Down
those
with
my
the sickness.
eyes.
Getting down with the sickness.
You mother get up. You must get down with the sickness. I'm telling you, I'm going to have a future in music.
I love it.
This feels
You
like
can keep it.
I'm going to. This feels like me at a hockey game. I'm like, I gotta pay too close attention.
You got some wild boys on your head.
Hey, I got to show you guys my watch. It's like really the coolest. This is one of my prized possessions. It's actually maybe the most important physical thing that I have. It's my grandpa's dad's watch from World War II. It's an Omega, and it's worth $3,500.
Nice.
And it's a wind-up watch. So you actually have to wind it up and put it up to your ear. Well, we can do this later. But look at it for now.
How often do you have to wind up a wind-up watch?
This one's kind of malfunctioning, so can't give you a real good answer.
But the idea is like,
I think daily
oh, interesting.
or every other day. I think it's kind of a dated mechanism now.
Yeah, but if the power went out, we'd be looking
What
around
is that?
for these
Yeah.
Fucking lava lamp.
the Puffco.
Can I try it?
Yeah, sure. I just don't endorse this product, so I don't try to talk about it or draw attention
it
to
can't
it.
Puff no,
Yeah,
buddy.
Puff
Puff,
no.
no. Yeah.
When it vibrates, all you have to do is just hit it.
Going to the Puff show.
Puffing on my knob, Puffco. It is pretty incredible. I've bear witness to a lot of this. You just bought this atomizer
A
probably
week ago?
Yeah, 6 days ago or
This is
something.
probably my 10th time using it. It
Yeah.
already doesn't work.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
wild.
I'll get into it. That's
You
all.
want
That's
to puff it up?
that's a whole podcast in itself.
Fucking
Is
stuff.
me talking shit on this fucking company
Oh,
and
yeah.
holding them
Did
hostage.
you see this?
I was looking over Sean's shoulder. It's
It's a
beautiful.
beauty.
You can get a close up later.
Yeah, I will.
It's really special to me, for no reason other than the fact that it's my grandfather's, which also his book is here.
Grandpappy.
My grandpap. He's probably the most important figure, I would say, for the reshaping of my entire life. I would say.
Rad.
But he wrote this book. I don't remember when, and I haven't read it yet. Sorry, Grandpa. But oh my, yeah, he fucking signed it.
Perfect. Is he still with us?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah. No, he is, and
That's a
I
blessing.
FaceTime with him.
Yeah.
And it's the best thing. I love him so much. Yeah.
Do you want to give some shout outs?
Sure.
Who do you want to shout out?
Well, there's
Give a couple
so there's Paul, who is a specific one because we were at this.
Yeah.
Because I would kind of come into his life. Basically, the whole thing about addicts, the addict cycle, right, is you with friends is you're trying to get yourself together, and so you're trying to do good. You get a new girlfriend, you're doing good, and then you talk to the friends. You hop into the Slack chat, you talk to everybody, and everything's good and groovy, and then stuff gets kind of bad, and then you drop out, and then you gone from the face of the earth. You're Patrick, SpongeBob SquarePants under a rock.
Damn, crab swirling.
Crab. Chum bucket.
Excuse me.
Chum bucket.
And so, basically, like, I did that so many times that, you know, he just had enough of it. And he told it to me point blank on Instagram, and he fucking gave me the juice. And I respect the hell out of him for it, and I love him. So that's my main shout out. But also, Sean, not I know. Sean Kenzone is a really good friend of mine. Like maybe my best friend. Maybe my best friend. You guys like Tim Heidecker?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's one
met
of my
him.
heroes.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, we got to
Do you
hang
think
out
I
with
can
him.
like meet some of these people with you guys?
Sure. Hang out in L.A.
Yeah.
They
That's where
seem
I'm
to
from,
keep-
baby.
Oh, yeah.
L.A. guys.
It's where it all happens.
Yeah, Tim Heidecker is like one of my heroes. Fuck, sorry. So yeah, shout out to Tim Heidecker.
I want to give a shout out to him, man.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Shout out Dean Ween.
We gave him Hape. What's you?
Ali Jafari, Starfari, definitely.
Jafar.
He's my best friend from childhood.
Hell yeah.
Who like once we graduated high school, he joined a fraternity, and like I started hanging out with these other guys that were the cool drug. They were like really smart, but also take drugs. Those are the best people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty much.
We're
When you're-
friends with a
if
lot
you're-
of those kind
If you're
of
in
guys.
high school, find the people that are taking drugs, but are also very smart.
Yeah.
Those are the people to hang out with.
Exactly.
I'm the taking
That's-
drugs part.
yes.
Not the smart part.
I think it's important to have that component because you're gonna get to that at some point in your life.
Yeah.
So might as well be doing it at that point. And those are the most well-adjusted people at that age.
Yes.
So
That's
I
queen.
fell in with that group, and Ollie went his direction, and now he's in San Francisco. He's a DJ.
Sweet.
And he's
to
doing
him.
he's doing good stuff. And you know, shout out obviously to my sister Amy, who I love.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Amy.
And my
yeah.
mom Sherry, who's
Shout
she's
out
number
Sherry.
one. Well, God is number one. Here it is. God, then my mom, and then Amy, and then my grandma, and then Chelsea, and then every. So, and Chelsea's just for right. You know, we're together now, but we're not like engaged or anything. So she's not. Number 4 is not exactly like a solid thing. Like numbers 1, 2, and 3 are like the triangle.
Yes.
And then number 4 is like the encompassing part that keeps it together, the cohesive unit. And we're really getting along well, and I like our relationship a lot. Yeah, I got to pick her up from work in a little bit. This thing is not set. For the
You're like, oh, I'm late, actually.
yeah, I actually, as a fashion statement, I was wearing it upside down. I thought that was kind of cool because since it's not actually like functional, like how legit is that?
That's legit.
I'm boss mode right
Yeah,
now.
man.
Boss mode
No
5000.
way.
Shout out to my dog Joe D.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Joe King.
Joe King, baby.
Joe
Shout out Wharton.
Joe King.
Well, I have a lot of hope for you, man. You're so young still. Like, you
I
know.
feel young.
You're very young, and
I feel young.
you went through this portal, and now that we're friends, like, we'll hold you accountable. I'll text you and say, do not take drugs.
Do not
do
take
not
drugs.
take a drug.
Drink water.
Do not
That's
take
what I'll say.
a
I'll say,
drug.
drink
Say
water,
drink
don't not drugs.
Not drugs.
Besides,
Little nip slip there.
besides weed.
Yeah.
Sorry, I crossed your boundary. And
I have no
I'm sorry.
boundaries. When
I
my nips
I should have asked for consent first.
No, anything's on the table with me.
I felt so comfortable with you. It's like so far. And
Oh,
you,
man.
and you, everybody. It's
We're
like
bros.
we're all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can touch my dick, bro.
I think
He's not joking.
I'm not joking. I am joking.
you would
I
love
am
that,
joking.
Joey,
I
wouldn't
have
you?
so many
No.
stories for you guys.
Oh, my
So many
God.
stories.
Have you had to touch a dick?
Have I?
Yeah.
Did you have to touch a dick in
Because
jail?
that kind of can go where into
Have
drugs.
I had to touch a dick? I didn't have to touch one, no. But I have had one.
That was the first question that got him. We've thrown a lot of weird
Yeah,
questions.
yeah.
Yeah, He's like, whoa.
There's a lot.
I was like, hold up one
There's
second.
like 10 plus years of amazing, incredible stories that if I wasn't ADHD, I would have written a memoir by now. That's like my goal, by the way, is to move to Hawaii, live with my dad, or live around my dad, and meet a shout out to Tao Lin, my favorite author. Live around Tao Lin and on the Big Island and like just write books.
Do it.
and make music.
Do it with ADHD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want to
Hell
do.
yeah.
Make
Fuck
music,
yeah,
live
fuck
on the
yeah.
island, and like surf and yeah.
I mean, you're sober for the first, or whatever you're calling it, for the first time in a long time. Who knows what you're capable of? Like,
right?
You don't know that you can't. It's not ADHD that might be.
I'm super blessed right now.
Yeah.
And I feel it, and a lot of people are praying for me and have been.
Yeah.
For a long time, and the shout out to all the prayer people because they are the loves. You know that they it's those voices that if you picture it as like a Miyazaki film or something, there'd be like this net of people like at the very top of like a Christmas tree star, like they're all pulling to get this one thing. Like, prayer works, man.
Yeah, man. Well, and you're part of the Church of Chill now, man.
I'm a Church of the Chill.
It's really awesome. I'm like, you're perfect. I'm so glad we met you. I'm so glad that we can be friends now. And
I think we prayed for you too on the ride down. We were talking about how we need some new not new, like we love all our bros, but that we're always calling in new bros.
Yeah,
and
we are.
And then we
people
met
that
you.
understand our sense of humor.
Bromethazine.
Yeah. Yeah, we do need a little bromethazine.
Brometh. I've never really got onto the scissor thing. I never actually drank any.
I would love to try it. I've heard it's great.
I want to try it.
Sure, tried it.
We'll eventually. Also, Chance the Rapper and my hero Kendrick Lamar.
Ooh,
that's my
a
favorite
good
person.
Shout out.
He's probably my favorite artist, and David Cho is my favorite artist.
Shout out to Jerry Garcia, who played his last show at the Grateful Dead 28 years ago today. R.I.P. to the greatest. And mad love. Join us anytime for much more. Patreon.com/churchofchill. This has been the Very 8 podcast. This is our brand new friend, Mike. He's the best.
Thank
Dry
you,
mouth.
Mike. We love
Follow
you.
him.
More
We'll put his Instagram.
I love you guys.
Mad love, bro. Mad love.
Yeah.
Wait, let's teach him. This is how we sign off. We go,
Okay.
Amen.
Amen.
Aho.
Aho.
I.
Whoop whoop whoop.
Ay. Peace, y'all.
Bye.